What's up guys, MG23 here back with another video, and a week ago Microsoft announced the Xbox One X at E3. So yeah, let's talk about it. So it's a mid-generation console upgrade, so it's not mandatory. You can still get the old Xbox One and all your games will work, and if you do upgrade, all your games will work, and every backwards compatible game, like every Xbox 360 and Xbox game, and all your accessories and controllers will still work. So let's just get that out of the way. But as far as the specs go, it is a spec upgrade which will allow it to play better at better games. So it has a new 6 teraflop GPU, and then it also has an 8-core CPU running at 2.3 gigahertz. Then it also has 12 gigabytes of GDR5 RAM, 9 of which will be used for just gaming, and 3 of which will be used for the UI. And this should make it a beast of a gaming machine, and it should perform a lot of games really well. But Microsoft, because of these specs, is advertising it as a native 4K at 60 FPS gaming machine. So they actually showed Forza Horizon 3 playing on the Xbox One X at 4K, native 4K, 60 FPS, which is crazy for a console. But let's also talk about the fact that not all games will be running at native 4K, 60 FPS. Microsoft is actually leaving all the extra power on the Xbox One X for the game developers to choose what they want to do with it. So they're not forcing anyone to do it at 4K, so if they maybe want to improve graphics at 1080p, they can. And Microsoft will also be upscaling every single game to 4K, which is going to look better than 1080p on a 4K display, but it won't look as good as native 4K. And then they will also be doing a boost mode for anyone who's on a 1080p monitor, so you'll still see improved detail, as well as improved frame rates on a 1080p monitor if you don't have that 4K percent, which is about 80% of people. And besides the 4K gaming capability, it also has 4K Blu-ray for anyone who has 4K Blu-rays and a 4K TV, which I don't think is that many people, but it's still there. And then it also has HDR support, so for any monitor that offers HDR, it can do that, and it's offering all this for just $500, which I think is a really good price for what it can do, but I wish that they could have done it at something like $400, especially considering that its main competition, the PS4 Pro, is selling for $400. So let's talk about the competition actually. So as far as the PS4 Pro goes, it is definitely a better console because it has more power, which will allow game developers to do more stuff with it. And actually the PS4 Pro cannot play that many games at native 4K resolution. It most of the time has to upscale. And besides that, the PS4 Pro does not have that 4K Blu-ray player. But as I said, the PS4 Pro is going for $400, which should actually give it probably a sales boost for people who are looking to upgrade their console compared to the Xbox One X, because it's cheaper and still offers great performance. And then on the PC side of things, I know PC Master Race, blah blah blah, PCs are better pretty much in every single sense of the word, but I will be comparing it just to give you guys an idea of how much an equivalent PC as far as performance would be. So I spec'd out a PC on PC Park Picker on basically what I think would give it the 4K performance, 60 FPS at medium settings, which I think is pretty much equivalent to the graphics on an Xbox. It has a GTX 1060 in there, 8 gigabytes of RAM. It has a Core i5 750 from Intel, and then it has a water cooler, and then I also made it as small as possible, putting it in an ITX case, and then it also has that 4K Blu-ray player, and it will run you $1,052, which is crazy. And yes, you'll get a full desktop computer with that, and you'll be able to do other stuff with it besides gaming, which is great, and you have that added performance, but I don't think for most people who are looking in the consumer market for an Xbox One X will be looking at going towards a PC for that. But yeah, pretty much I'm really excited for this because I personally am on Xbox, and I totally want to get this, but I'm actually planning on building a Hackintosh, which is basically a PC that runs OS X, and I may be doing some gaming on it, but for the most part I will be doing editing on that, and I will stick with probably the Xbox, even though PC Master Race, yes, better performance, but all of my friends are on the Xbox, and it just makes the most sense, especially with me having put in so many games, and just the headset and the controllers, and pretty much everything for Xbox. Which brings me to the next part. So who is this for? Definitely anyone who's on last generation consoles still should probably upgrade to the PS4 Pro or the Xbox One X. And for pretty much everyone else who maybe already has the Xbox One or the PS4, people who are probably on the PS4 are going to stick with the PS4 Pro because, you know, all their games and all their friends are on there. And then people who have the Xbox One Well, I think it comes down to whether you can take full advantage of all the capabilities that the Xbox One X can. Now, if you always want the best performance, of course you can just get it even if you have a 1080p screen, but I think that if you have a 4K screen and you want the best performance and you want to do everything at 4K, then this is definitely worth the upgrade. And of course, if I have the money after I build my computer, and I really think that it's worth it to me by that point to get a Xbox One X, then I'll probably do it and I'll feature on this channel even though it'll be a few months late. And speaking of the Hackintosh, I will be doing more on it as it gets closer and I have more of the money to do it. But yeah, that has been it for this video, and if you guys have any questions or I got something wrong, just leave a comment down below and leave a like on this video, and be sure to hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel. I would really appreciate it. And I will have more videos coming up in the next coming weeks, and I hope to keep pumping out videos and making it more consistent for you guys, so you guys want to subscribe. Anyway, I will see you in the next one.